Yes, sir. YouTube was good. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Rob Cam, and welcome back to the Rob Cam Show. And we're coming back to you live. Well, not live. Back to you with another Monday Night Raw review for January 20, I believe 27, 2025. Yes. Another Raw review by me. Sorry it's a Tuesday, but I gotta get up for work the next day, and Raw be ended up at 10, and I'll be tired. So if I could get it out when I could get it out, I would get it out. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, let's get started with this review. Just play some music in the back so y'all can hear that. All right, so Monday Night Raw did kick off with Seth Rollins addressing the crowd, stating that he's gonna win the Royal Rumble, as anybody's that's confident in themselves in this time frame predicts themselves as winning the Royal Rumble. Seth did mention that his start to 2025 was a bad one due to the loss to CM Punk. Asked himself, who am I and who he wants to be after that loss. Talks about started his path to redemption and winning the Royal Rumble. Talks to everybody out of the Royal Rumble, of course. He's a man on a mission. Talks about, I'm reading my notes. Talks about what title he's going to go after. He was mentioning Cody and possibly being, what did he say? It would be ironic or poetic for him to take the title that he helped Cody win from him. And then out comes Gunther, who is the second champion he was discussing about. Gunther interrupts Seth. Gunther asks, where have you been the last few months? Mentioned his match, talked about his match with Jey Uso at Saturday Night Main Event and beating him that night. Gunther insists that Seth wins the Royal Rumble so they could have their match at WrestleMania. He could put his dreams to shambles, and Seth's dreams to shambles, and prove to Seth that he is the best wrestler on the main roster and worthy of holding the World Heavyweight Champion. Then we are interrupted by Logan Paul, who declares himself for the Royal Rumble, says that he's the best up-and-comer superstar of his generation and this new era. But the crowd, when I tell you that man could not, the crowd was just shout out to the Atlanta crowd. Yeah, you guys did your thing tonight. Reaction wise, for real, y'all were booing this man out the building, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the energy I gave off, because some of these American crowds haven't been doing that for me, especially, no offense to San Antonio, y'all wasn't Saturday Night Main Event, y'all kind of felt dead. But definitely the crowd for Atlanta was hot tonight, and shout out to Atlanta. A lot of celebrities popped out for this one. Like I said, Logan Paul declared for the Royal Rumble. Mentioned he's the greatest to ever do it, and he's the face of the new era of WWE. ATL definitely booed the shit out of him. Gunther then mentioned he wants Logan Paul to win the Royal Rumble match. He said, Seth, actually, I want him to win because I want to be his ass, like anybody does when it comes to Logan Paul, because he just talks a lot. And he's doing his job as a heel. I'm not gonna lie, Logan Paul, for somebody that just started in the business, is actually like everybody says, if he takes this serious and takes it full time, he's gonna be a great talent. So we can't deny that of him. It's just a lot of people don't like him, which because of his past history, due to YouTube or due to just antics with him and his brothers. Anyway, the segment came to a close, but Seth mentioned that he's gonna beat Gunther and win back his title. Seth mentioned that he is going to be the one to take the title from Gunther. So we move on to the backstage session. We move on to a backstage segment with CM Punk, and he's being interviewed, and he is interrupted by Sami Zayn, who mentioned about the quote that CM Punk said that Sami Zayn is not on his level, and Sami Zayn said, "You right, I am not on your level. I made events in WrestleMania," which was kind of a jab back at CM Punk, saying, "Oh, I'm not your level, but I did something that you haven't done yet," which he did mention. It is, and that is main event of WrestleMania. Sami Zayn after that, after the two have their little encounter, Sami Zayn does walk off and encounter Karrion Kross. Kross talk about the kick on Seth. Sami tells Kross to stop Kross, stop talking, and Kross tells Sami to start listening to Seth and KO. He should start thinking about himself and winning the championship. And then after that, Sami is approached by Cody. Cody's asking Sami he's okay, and Sami just said, "Yeah, I'm good," and just walks off immediately. So our first match of the night, we did have the tag team championships. JD and Dominic Mysterio versus the War Raiders. That one was a good one. JD McDonough is injured now after this match because he did take a hard I can't even explain it because I just have to tell you what happened. All right, so we at the start of the match, the Judgment Day attacked the War Raiders at the bell. Dom and JD did have the early advantage. JD did hit a moonsault to the outside, which led to him hitting the announce table hard as hell. He was on the ground for a couple minutes. It looked like he was like legitimately, his body literally just said boom boom, and he just really hit that announce table hard, and that is how he is injured now. I believe he has a couple bruised ribs and a punctured lung that he stated on social media. So he's gonna be out for several months. JD McDonough, hopefully a speedy recovery for you, sir. Like I said, gotta appreciate some of these wrestlers because they put their body on the line, and for him to continue on in a match that was a warrior like effort right there. But yeah, JD hits a moonsault, hits the back of his head on the announce table. War Raiders take control after the hot tag and continues to have control before the commercial break. Back from commercial break, JD has control of Ivar in the middle of the ring. Hits both men with a Ivar reverses JD. It hits both Dom and JD with a springboard back elbow. Not springboard, springboard handstand back elbow, the one that he does all the time. JD puts Ivar on the second rope and hits his finisher for a near fall. Carlito gets involved on the outside, which led to JD taking control, and Dom hits the 619. I believe it was on. What was it? It was one of them. I think it was Ivar, but I could be wrong. And a 619 followed by a moonsault by JD, which was followed by a frog splash from Dom, which led to another near fall. We thought it was over after that one. War Raiders take control and hit their War Machine on Dominic Mysterio for the win. And side note, we did see a little bit more, because I did say this in one of my previous videos at Raw. I think my Friday Night SmackDown video, I did say this, that the Raw tag team division is lacking. But they did show Austin Theory and Grayson Waller before, I believe before the match started. They showed Theory and Waller, and they showed the Creed brothers, and I feel like they showed one more tag team, but probably not. So definitely the Raw tag team championship scene is starting to shape up a little bit with the addition of Theory and Waller, which was needed obviously, and the Creed brothers getting more notoriety in the tag team division. Tag team wise for Judgment Day, I don't know where we go from here with JD being out due to injury, but definitely need more tag teams on both brands. But Raw is definitely needing 100% way more tag teams than SmackDown. SmackDown is good right now. Tag team wise, yes, you could add a couple more teams. Like I said, let's make a makeshift team out of Cedric Alexander and Apollo Crews. I think they would be a good tag team if you need to add to that division. But I am not the booker, Triple H is, so we'll see what he does and who he signs in the future. Hopefully he adds more great tag teams. Hopefully FTR comes back, or the Revival, if they were called that previous. Hopefully some of the tag teams that left WWE come back, because now we are in a position where it's needed and we have a great person at the helm of creative. So hopefully some of those guys do look at that, or look at what WWE has been producing, look at the people that's been coming over, and take that into consideration of adding to the roster, added to the tag team divisions. Well, every division, man, woman, female, is much needed, especially on the Raw side, because they are lacking a tag team. Another backstage moment: Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser had a moment, had a brief moment. I can't remember what they were talking about. I believe Ludwig came up to Pete, said, I believe he said something trying to be on his good side, but Pete Dunne wasn't having that. But they both were interrupted by the New Day. New Day interrupts both men. And New Day dubs Xavier Woods as Atlanta's favorite son, but we all know how they both, I forgot to mention before that, when New Day came out, both Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser just walked off from New Day, because nobody's messing with New Day because of what they did to Big E. Even the Hills is not fucking with them because of that, which is crazy. But back to the segment, Kofi mentions that Xavier Woods is Atlanta's favorite son, but you could say that about Cody Rhodes, Braun Breaker, a lot of people from Atlanta on the roster. And hear the crowd's reaction. I don't think you are Atlanta's favorite son, sir. Xavier mentions he's gonna beat Rey Mysterio in their match, which was the following match after that segment, and his family would be in the front row watching him beat down on Rey Mysterio. Second match of the night was Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. Xavier's family did not show up until mid-match, and we'll get into that in a bit. Xavier and Rey go back and forth. I need to zoom in because I can't see this writing right now. Anyway, actually, sorry guys, give me 1 sec. I know I'm terrible at this, but I'm gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to this second match of the night: Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. It's Xavier Woods' family did not show up to mid-match. Like I said, Xavier and Rey go back and forth earlier on. Xavier takes control for most of the beginning of the match. Rey tries to build momentum, but Xavier Woods takes control before the commercial break. Commentary didn't mention that Zelina Vega is going back to SmackDown, which hopefully leads to her and Andrade linking up again and creating that tandem, because I feel like that's the only reason why they really sent her that way. Hopefully Andrade, which I believe is going to stay on SmackDown, and we are going to hopefully get Andrade and Zelina Vega as a tandem again, which I'm all for 100%. They were good at NXT together, and with Triple H in control, we definitely want to see that again, and this time done properly. Returning from break, both men were trading blows in the middle of the ring. Woods gets the upper hand. Woods his Rainbow with combos of flurry of strikes. Rey takes control after reverses Woods' elbow after the flurry of strikes. Rey makes his comeback, but cut short by Woods. Rey with the sunset flip powerbomb from the top rope, and then hits a cold red right after for a 2 count. Xavier Woods, like I said, mid-match family did appear with New Day Suck shirts, which was funny as hell. Ray takes advantage of Woods' pain because Woods went outside to say, "What are you guys doing? You guys are supposed to be my family. You're turning on." Basically, his family turned on him, so he was upset by that. Went back into the ring. Ray takes advantage of Woods' dilemma with his family. Does a 619 for the win. Give me 1 sec. Sorry about that. I'm back. Got to take a quick call. Yes, Xavier does get hit with a 619, which leads to Ray getting the victory in this one. Big E was mentioned a lot on commentary, which I don't know if we should take that as Big E coming back soon or possibly at the Rumble. But he was mentioned like way more tonight on the commentary. So let's take that with a grain of salt. Hopefully it does lead to a Big E comeback, because we all want Big E to come back and do what he loves to do, and that's perform in the middle of the ring. So hopefully at the Rumble, or hopefully some point in time in this, I'm not gonna say this year, but hopefully at some point in time we do get a Big E come back in the ring. Last Monday highlight show between Seth, Drew, and Sammy, which leads to a backstage moment between Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. They're both talking about the kick from last week. Seth mentions to Sammy that if the kicks happen again, it's not going to be seen as a mistake. It's going to be seen as perfect, which is foreshadowing for later in the show, and well, towards the end of the show. That's a little foreshadow for you, for us. In the segment, well, Sammy asks if him and Seth are good. Seth says they're good, and the segment comes to a close. A small little highlight from CM Punk interview with Jackie Redmond, and she talked about the favor. Well, asked Punk about the favor from Paul Heyman, which Punk he just brushes off. Guys, I'm back. Just a little dilemma. Life, man. Anyway, continue on. We talked about Jackie Redmond interview with CM Punk, and she asked about the favor from Paul Heyman, which CM Punk obviously brushes off, because we will not know that favor until possibly, I would say, during WrestleMania season, possibly at the Royal Rumble we could get the answer to the favor, but we won't know until we know. Jey Uso comes out to a thunderous reaction from the Atlanta crowd. That's why I said shout out to the Atlanta crowd, because you guys were on fire tonight. He came out with Quavo, Atlanta Revival with Jey Uso, Jey in the ring. They basically, everybody's just vibing to his theme song. Then Jey cuts a segment on top of the announcer's table, talks about his loss to Gunther, says he can beat Gunther. I think he can as well. It's just not his time yet. Talks about winning the Royal Rumble, like everybody else is doing tonight. Talks about going to WrestleMania and winning the World Heavyweight Championship. The segment comes to a close. That was a segment mostly catered to the fans, because I saw a lot of Jey Uso kids, especially kids. Kids love Jey Uso, man. I love Jey Uso too. Those everybody loves it, but the kids, the yeet is more so marketed towards the kids, because when I was a kid we used to say yeet and stuff like that a lot, but the kids, of course, you know, had Jey Uso had to make appearance for just the people, especially for the younger kids in the crowd that actually buy his glasses and his merch. So it was just a little fan favor to bring him out, because he couldn't, you know, it's not a Monday Night Raw without Jey Uso coming out and just hyping up the crowd. So that's what he did. Cut his little promo, and we move on to the next segment. Jackie Redmond is interviewing the Women's IC champion Lyra Valkyrie, who also declares for the Royal Rumble. We saw that a lot tonight. Who was interrupted by American Made and Ivy Now, who puts Lyra on notice that she's coming for the IC title. American Made, after that little segment between the two, American Made does approach Alpha Academy, do a little TikTok dance in the back. Gable and the crew belittles Alpha Academy and calls them a bunch of failures, bunch of goofies doing TikTok videos, stuff like that. And the segment comes to a close with I think Ivy now called what's her name? Damn, what's this girl's name? She called what's her name? Max Dupree, Twinkle Toes, and then the segment came to the end. I forgot her name. Third match of the night, we got Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Not for the women's championship, tag team championship, at least not yet. A lot of back and forth in the beginning, which led to the tag team champs taking control for a moment. Back and forth again, which leads to double tween moves by the champs. Brawl between both teams in the middle of the ring. This was a quick little match, which led to the tag team champs taking control before the commercial break. Bianca Belair and Naomi hit a couple of tag team moves. Moonsault, leg drop, I believe they both hit. For the most part, in the beginning of the match, those two ladies have most of the control. Bianca Belair hits a crossbody before the commercial break, which of course tag team champs has controls and the momentum. Commentary did mention something about Jade Cargill and her attacker. So I feel like after the Royal Rumble, we are going to possibly get a little either more details about it, because she's definitely coming back at the Rumble. We're either gonna get, well, hopefully she comes back at the Rumble. Hopefully we get a little more details to that storyline and more direction to see where that's going and who attacked Jade. I feel like when she comes back, we're gonna get a couple of SmackDowns, trying to figure out who attacked her, or maybe she might just come off rip and just tell us the following Friday who attacked her. But that's yet to be determined. Back from commercial break with Raquel Rodriguez in control this time. Naomi creates a small opening for a high attack to Bianca Belair. Belair takes control with a fury of offense. Takes on both women with punches in the corner. Her signature punches. Liv and Raquel were both in the corner. Receiving the punches on the receiving end of the punches. Liv and Raquel take control, hits a couple double team moves. A lot of back and forth. Belair takes control. Then we got Dominic Mysterio coming out to interfere in the match, helping Liv and Raquel take advantage, which led to Raquel, I believe, hitting. Who did she hit? I think Naomi. Well, Naomi before that. Naomi hits a split-legged moonsault, but referee was distracted by Dominic Mysterio. I forgot to mention that part, which led to Raquel getting involved. Power hitting the Tejada bomb onto the side of the apron, which led Liv Morgan picking up the victory for her team. So I saw on an article that they're pushing Liv and Raquel more as a tag team again, and they might take the tag team titles away from Naomi and Bianca Belair, which makes sense because we kind of have to progress that storyline of who attacked Jade Cargill, and I don't think you need the tag team championships for that, but hopefully we get more incentives into that. I don't know what I just said. We got another backstage interview with Rhea Ripley, who was interrupted by Bayley. Bayley says she's going to win the Royal Rumble. You got a lot of that tonight. And going to possibly challenge either her or Tiffany Stratton. I would assume that she's going to try to go after Rhea just to freshen up we already see Bayley versus Tiffany a couple times, so to freshen up the challengers for Rhea, we might, if she wins, obviously she probably not gonna win that one, which led to a little moment between former Damage Control members Bayley and Io Sky, who Io Sky says to Bayley, they have a little stare down little moment, which led to Io saying, I will see you Saturday, which means I will see you at the Royal Rumble. We also got another announcement for the Royal Rumble, another participant, which Pentagon, Penta, I call him Pentagon Jr. But Penta did announce himself for the Royal Rumble. I don't remember watching it, but because I watched the whole episode, but I saw something on I saw a little clip on Instagram between him and Braun Breaker having a little moment, and Penta is over with the crowd. My man said nothing, and shout out to again Atlanta. Shout out to y'all. My man hit his little zero no fear, his trademark hand sign, and the whole crowd was saying it. He said no words. You just hear the crowd in the background. But I didn't see that segment. Maybe I missed it. So I don't know at what point did they have that. So we got Penta announcing himself for the Royal Rumble. Next, we get a surprise entrance by Paul Heyman, who makes his way into the ring to cut a promo for the cover of WWE 2K25, which has Roman Reigns and himself on the cover. Talks about, he puts over Roman Reigns and says he's gonna win the Royal Rumble and take back the championship. Paul Heyman posts on Roman, says every superstar wants to be like Roman Reigns. Out comes Drew McIntyre, music hits, and out comes Drew, makes his way to the ring. Which he has a match after the segment between the two for his match with Sami Zayn, so we were getting ready for that as well. Drew tells Paul not to be nervous. The only person who needs to be nervous is Sami. Drew dubs himself the daddy of the bloodline, giving his history with the faction and giving us all a history lesson, and the chain effect that he had on the bloodline, and is looking for a thank you he's looking for a thank you from Paul Heyman. Drew asks Paul to pass on a message for his boy, telling him that he would throw him out of the ring at the Royal Rumble. Paul Heyman does agree to pass on the message to Roman Reigns, but Drew McIntyre says it's not for Roman, it's for CM Punk. So we might get a little bit of Drew and Punk. I don't think this year, maybe down the line this year at some point. I don't think they should go back to that. A lot of people, we were going to get back to that at some point in time, because what I was seeing a lot of people say was to put Drew on SmackDown, so their rivalry basically did what they should. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna say they should have did, because honestly, Raw leads Drew McIntyre. I'll keep it stacked. Excuse me. What people were saying is what they did for Damian Priest after his feud with Finn Balor, by putting Priest on SmackDown and keeping those two far away from each other. A lot of people were saying to do that with Drew McIntyre as well. I don't think it was needed. I think down the line we are going to get another Drew McIntyre CM Punk match, possibly for the championship. So I feel like both men staying on Raw is a good thing and a good choice, because Raw does need the manpower and the star power, and Drew is definitely over, as we saw in this match tonight. Final match of the night, we saw Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Drew shows off his streak earlier in the match, as the two do a lockup, just tossing Zayn all around the ring, just pure strength. Back and forth between the two, which leads to Sami Zayn taking control with a springboard moonsault. Drew hits Sami with a headbutt back into the ring for momentum swing. Sami takes back control, but Drew gets the upper hand and starts to flex on Sami. After a while, Sami makes a comeback. Sami nose is bleeding after hitting a tornado DDT. I don't know at what point Sami got busted open from his nose, but he was bleeding like heavy from his nose, probably from the headbutt, I was assuming. Where am I? Sami tries to walk the ropes, but Drew counters and pulls Sami down, which he lands uncomfortably on his family jewels. between the ropes. Sammy is then sent outside by the announcer table, and Drew tries for a Claymore, but lands on top of the announcer table. Before we go to the commercial break. We come back from break, back and forth exchange with rights between the two men. Sammy takes control for a moment, which leads to Drew hitting Sammy with a spine buster and a sit down power bomb right after. Sammy counters the White Noise attempt into a sunset flip power bomb, or a flip power bomb. It wasn't really a sunset flip. It was a sunset flip, but the way the White Noise is set up, he kind of just flipped down and hit him with a power bomb. So I would say a power bomb. Sami Zayn counters a White Noise attempt into a power bomb. Drew throws. I think they tried another second rope maneuver. Drew did get caught up in the second ropes, but then does his little pull down to Sami Zayn and pulls him from the top rope onto the ground. Drew hits a kip up. Sammy hits Drew with a boot and followed by the Blue Thunder powerbomb for, I believe, a 2 count. Drew then throws Sammy from the top. Well, damn, I'm messing this up. Sorry. So the sunset flip was countered. Drew throws Sammy across the ring again. That was a different point in time. Drew kips up. Sammy hits Drew with a big boot and a Blue Thunder powerbomb. That's the correct order. Drew then again they try the second rope attempt, and Drew does his little raise up throw across the ring. I don't know what you call that move that he does, where he just is stuck in the tree or roll, but does his little flip, not flip, but he flips Drew throws the person off the second rope or the top rope. And we got that. Drew tries for a Claymore, sets up for a Claymore, but Sammy avoids it, hitting Drew with an exploder suplex into the corner. Sammy sets up for his finisher, but Drew avoids the haluva kick and rolls Sami Zayn up and uses the rope for leverage for the win and the victory. After the match, we got an attack from Drew McIntyre, which led to Cody Rhodes coming out for the save, which led to Kevin Owens coming out to attack Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre comes back into the ring and attacks Cody Rhodes. Sami Zayn accidentally, if you want to call it at this point, because this happens way too much with Sami Zayn. This is like the third time he does it. Accidentally hits Cody Rhodes with the haluva kick, which was aimed for Drew McIntyre. At this point, can you really say it's an accident by Sammy, or are we getting a Sammy heel turn at some point in time? I don't know. It looks like we are getting a Sammy heel turn, maybe, in the future. But there's a story to tell with that one. He hit Roman, he hit Seth, he hit Cody by accident with haluva kicks. So there's something going on with that one, and we will see as the weeks progress where they're going with that story with Sami Zayn. I thought the show was over after that because how they just kind of cut away, but I stayed and the Georgia Peach logo came on, and now I really thought the show was done. But we cut back into the ring, and Cody Rhodes cuts a promo after being hit by Sami Zayn. Talks about what it takes to be champion and can't wait to move on from Kevin Owens. Then Cody Rhodes is interrupted by CM Punk. CM Punk asks Cody if he's alright because the pressure of being champion may start to get to Cody. Punk tells Cody the truth about being WWE champion, the truth about having a target on your back. CM Punk tells Cody he is coming for him at WrestleMania. While CM Punk did mention that while Cody's on the decline, CM Punk is on the rise. Cody Rhodes tells Punk that he is trying to play catch up to him, and he wants Punk to win the Royal Rumble. Cody tells Punk that he wants to see the look on his face when he finds out that he's not the best in the world anymore. And Raw then comes to an end, and we got a stare down between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. And that's it for that episode of Raw for January 27th, 2025. Notable mentions. We did get a lot of celebrities. We got Quavo, 2 Chainz, Cassinet. Even though they just show him, Duke Dennis and I Am Davis was there as well. Another person who I forgot his name, but there was a lot of celebrities that popped out for this Raw. And all along, this Raw was mostly building for the Royal Rumble, which is Saturday. It is this Saturday, right? And I will do a review. Yes, it is. I think it is Saturday or Sunday. Let me double check for you guys. Make sure I got the date correct. Yes, this Saturday is the Royal Rumble, February 1st. So we are basically, that was a go home show for Royal Rumble. Just building a little, like, to me right now, the men's Royal Rumble is very unpredictable, but we know everybody that we saw tonight towards the end are going to be the final few, as in Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, even though he physically wasn't there, but he was mentioned, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso. So those 6 people, John Cena, 7 people that I mentioned, it's a tough one this year because we really don't know where they're going, especially after the promo CM Punk and Cody Rhodes cut at the end. We really don't know where we're going, what's shaping up for WrestleMania, which I like. I don't like predictability sometimes, because sometimes it's predictable. If you're asking me, I do feel that CM Punk is going to be the one to win the Royal Rumble, just because he hasn't won one in his career. And I feel like he was supposed to win it last year, they say, but due to his injury, it didn't happen. So hopefully we get him there this year, which I think they are going to do and pull the trigger on him. But it's just a matter of what title will he go for. And I feel like he will go after the WWE Championship. They didn't do that ending segment between him and Cody just to be like, nah, let him go after Gunther. So yeah. Don't be surprised to see CM Punk end up going after Cody Rhodes, and don't be surprised if we get Roman versus Cody versus Punk. I think Plana did mention that to me on one of the videos I did react to him. He did mention that as a scenario, but I couldn't really, for me personally, I couldn't really see it, but with everything that happens tonight, I can kind of see it going in that direction. Let me actually turn this room or change the music. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below who you guys think is going to win the Royal Rumble on the men's side. On the women's side, let me know who's going to win the ladder match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. I don't think any other matches was announced for the Rumble. I really think it's just those 3. Let me see how the match card is shaping up. Let's see. Yeah, we got the Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes in the ladder match. We got, okay, so we got the WWE. Was this announced? So apparently we have a WWE Tag Team Championship match. 2 out of 3 falls between the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY. I don't remember that being announced at all. Well, let me just double check. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. I'm on WWE.com. We got the men's Royal Rumble match, the women's Royal Rumble match. Okay, so yes, it is a WWE Tag Team Championship match. Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY in a 2 out of 3 falls match. So basically those are the 4 matches for the night. It's not a packed card, which is good. That means everybody has time to put on a great show. And the Royal Rumble, both Royal Rumbles should take majority of the time in the show. But anyway, guys, leave your prediction in the comments below of each match I just mentioned, who you think is gonna win. As always, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. Sorry if this Royal review was all over the place. There's a lot of things personally that I gotta address that obviously you're not going to see it because I cut it out, but I got a few phone calls in the middle of this review due to something that's very urgent that I have to take care of. But as always, people, I'm always tell y'all, keep doing your thing and always make it make sense. I see y'all in the next one. Peace.